If President Trump does declare a national emergency tomorrow night, Democrats have already signaled they will take him straight to court. But could this move, signaling a national emergency, actually be a way to end the shutdown? Well, let's talk about it with Congressman from Florida, Michael Waltz. He is a Republican and newly sworn in. Welcome. Great to have you back.
Thanks so much, Shannon.
Okay, so let's talk about what we may hear tomorrow night. This is what your Democratic counterpart, one of them, Congressman Jerry Nadler, who now chairs Judiciary in the House side, here's what he said.
I expect the president to lie to the American people. Why do I expect this? Because he has been lying to the American people, and his spokespeople continue lying to the American people.
What do you make of that characterization, and what do you think we'll get from the president tomorrow night?
I've been one of those, Shannon, that, like a lot of folks that have thought this was an argument about symbolism and about rhetoric in many ways. We're not going to have a concrete wall from sea to shining sea. At the same time, we're not going to have purely open borders. I think the president has actually been pretty pragmatic about this, and even became more so over the weekend when he said, fine, don't call it a wall if that's the hang up. What he wants is real border security, which we have to get to legal immigration reform. Whether it's steel slat, fence, barrier, whatever you want to call it. And I think, he went there in a pragmatic way over the weekend. And now we have many Democrats who have voted for the Secure Fences Act in 2006, including Senator Schumer and Clinton and Obama back then. So if we voted for it then, it's there. We're supporting it. We're maintaining it. We want a few hundred more miles of it. There is a crisis on the border. Let's cut a deal. Let's get there. The American people want the government back open. Let's move forward.
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about this idea that the president could declare a national emergency, the legalities of that. But first of all, I want to get a little bit more reaction. This is from Congressman Joaquin Castro, who was part of the group that visited the border. And here's what he said about what that means for Congress.
Sure.
It would be profoundly inappropriate for the president of the United States to circumvent the legislative branch of the United States government, the United States Congress, and single-handedly, against the will of the American people and the American Congress, put up a border wall on the U.S.-Mexico border.
All right, as a member of Congress, you have specifically delineated powers. Do you think this would be an inappropriate power grab by the president to go around you?
Well, I would certainly prefer and hope that we can come to a deal where we have an appropriate authorization and we have an appropriation. I mean, that's our system, and that's what I hope we can stick to. I hope we can get back to what Senator Lindsey Graham has offered, what the president offered last year, where I thought it was a very reasonable deal, $1.8 million with a pathway to citizenship on DACA, secure border, and then a step towards legal immigration reform, which getting rid of the chain migration system and getting rid of the lottery system. That was very reasonable, very pragmatic, and it didn't go anywhere. I think Speaker Pelosi was quite beholden to the left. I will remind you that I was sitting in the room, she only won her speakership by 2 votes. And so, she was not going to come to the table before she secured her speakership. I'm hoping now she's in a position to be reasonable and move forward like she did in 2006 and like we have since.
So quickly, you're okay with DACA being part of this deal or potentially being on the table? Well,
I think, compromise can't be a dirty word. I think it's how we do it. But what the president laid out over a period of 15 years for $1.8 million, I thought was a concession in some way. He said he would take the political heat, but I think if that's what we have to pay to get a secure border and get at legal immigration reform, which we desperately need. Look, and I think that the point that people are missing is if we don't secure our border, we're going to be in the same situation 3, 5, 7 years from now. So until we secure that, we can't get to the legal immigration reform that we so badly need.
Well, we keep hearing left and right, we want to secure the border. It's about how you get it done. And so we'll watch as this speech tomorrow night.
I think that's what the president did over the weekend, where he said, fine, no wall, fence, steel slat, whatever. If we all agree we have to secure the border and we funded it in the past, let's fund it again and move forward.
All right. Well, we'll see if there's any movement tomorrow. In the meantime, Congressman, thank you very much for stopping in, and we'll watch the president tomorrow night.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.